We're making our way northeast. Is that east? Yeah, northeast from the castle of Nuhan, and quite close you find the ruins of Will. So it's like a cave to begin with. We've seen the first couple of the front row enemies before, but there's a caster at the back which we haven't seen before, and he tries to cast Barugu, which is the basic attack spell for light. It's like a lightning flash. So here I'm just trying to cleave my way through the front row so that I can hit that caster before he manages to finish his spell. I think it's Barugu Doshan Hareju. He almost got to finish it, but Hareju is often the last word in attack spells, so it helps you know when they're getting to the end of the spell. Okay, here we'll be fighting this particular formation of enemies for quite a long time after this, and they're particularly dangerous. The front row enemies are nothing special, they just do physical attacks and they're not even that strong. But the ice woman in the back casts Habidan, which is, the spell is Habidan Abufeiru Narenji, which is actually fairly short. As you can see, it scrolls really fast. And it's important to take her out as quickly as possible. I didn't cast Nimeshab fast enough on her, so she was able to finish casting Habidan. Habidan casts a sleep spell. We get it as well, but luckily here only Balam fell asleep. But it can work on your entire party, and unlike other games, where if you get hit you wake up straight away, it can take quite a few turns to be woken up. There Balam woke up relatively quickly, but I have actually been killed by this group of enemies before, and even when I was quite a bit further along and my characters were quite a bit stronger, just because the Ice Woman repeatedly cast Habidan, and there was nothing I could do to stop the other enemies killing me because all three of my characters were asleep. This wall seems different to the rest. That's true. It looks like someone stacked these rocks up here. There must be something further in. Moo, do you think you can do something about this wall with a charm? Now this is quite a neat little, it's probably a puzzle more than anything. The wall doesn't attack you. You have to use the right charm to get through here. It doesn't matter how long you attack it for. Now, I kind of suspected what the right spell would be, but for some reason I tried a couple of other spells first. So the spells I tried are Sangbaran first. I just tried to knock it down. And although that does damage, it's not the right spell. You can see me going through all the spells. I'm trying to think what would be the right spell. So Habidan is a sleep spell. Zare is a healing spell. And then I'm going to try using Bado here, which is the multi-target wind spell. Which since I got Nimeshab, I'm not using so much. So as you can see, there's only one target, the wall, and although it does damage, it's also not the right spell. So here I cast Narumu, which we haven't used in a long time, and it's Nistosato Narumu, which is the anti-solid spell, so therefore it gets rid of the wall. So I kind of like that puzzle, it was quite neat. Once we get down here, there's someone there. A woman. She's holding a tome. we should... Now that you mention it, there is supposed to be a good doctor in the town of Nueste. Really? Well then, let's carry her to there. She has a terrible fever. In order to heal this sickness, we need the secret medicine from Nilf. The secret medicine is in the castle of Nilf in the country of Nueste to the north. If you don't hurry, then her life is in danger. So we meet up with Silk once again, but we need to save her, and we're instantly transported to this town, which is Nueste. Here they have great healing water, hyper gems, a revival stone, and then this item on the bottom is a deflection amulet, which protects against paralyzation. It costs 20 gold to stay, so much cheaper than it was in Im. Now that you mention it, a conjurer and a female swordswoman passed through here a little while ago. And then in this charm shop they have Daruhane and Gare. So as always, I'll show you them in the spell list. So Daruhane is a light spell. Its incantation time is 4, it's a recovery spell for light, and it heals all of your allies, which is useful. And then the other spell we picked up was Gare, which incantation time of 4, and it's a defensive spell of will. And using a mental barrier, you can protect your entire, all of your allies. In the weapon shop they have a falchion, plate mail, and an iron helm. So all of this equipment can only be equipped by Nuke or Balam. Mu can't equip any of them. So I'm going to change Balam's equipment. I'll give him the falchion. And the plate mail. And lastly, the iron helm. I'm not going to bother with getting Nuke any new equipment because he's not around with us for too long. There's no one who goes to the ruins anymore, even though it's just to the north of here. So that woman kind of tells you, because we haven't visited this town yet, where it is. So if you head back north, you'll get back to the ruins of Will. But now we need to go to find the secret medicine. So here's a new enemy type, the Dragon Riders. For all that they look quite menacing, these guys aren't much of a threat at all. It's nice to see some new enemy types, because up till now there's been quite a lot of the same enemies, especially those bandit types that we first met in the mountain pass. There are a lot of those around in this continent. So it's at least nice to see some new enemy types. We'll be seeing these enemies for the next, I suppose, third of the game. They're not in the very end game, but since we spend most of the rest of the game in this part of this continent, and then they also show up in the next continent, so we'll see them for quite a while more. Okay, so carrying on in a general northward direction, there's an underground passage there, but before we pass through it, we need to go to Nalom. A female conjurer? Now that you mention it, there was one who passed through here a little while ago. But she doesn't really know her place if she's going to try and stand up against Vifid. And then in the shop they have Great Healing Water and Hyper Gems, and then they have a Protection Amulet, which reduces damage. So I'm going to equip Moo with the Protection Amulet. At the moment he has the Earth Ring on, which improves his defense.